Hello, guys, and welcome to Cricket Caviar. Darren Sammy has done it. Darren Sammy has defeated Sanjay Jayasuriya with a B side West Indies team without Nicholas Puran. And what a win for West Indies. Pratik, your reactions?
Very emphatic win. And I actually told in the preview that in the ODIs, I see Sri Lanka as straight favorites, but in the T20I, I was not sure because this West Indies team is very strong. And if you give them a batting pitch, you are like actually bringing your own like tough times for yourself. And that's exactly what happened. Even though at half mark pass, people thought 179 is definitely a good score, but West Indies made it look small, especially the opening partnership. What a beautiful partnership. Both openers made 15, just 27 balls, and actually killed the target in the first 10 overs itself. Sri Lanka did fight throughout the match, but yeah, like I said, I think the main reason was 179 wasn't enough, Shikhar.
Yeah, yesterday I was excited to see the battle between the two patrons of our channel, which is Shamar Joseph and Kamindu Mendes. And yes, Kamindu Mendes played a beautiful shot of Shamar Joseph bowling. But Shamar Joseph was again good. Romario Shepherd and Alzari Joseph were good to restrict West Indies to restrict Sri Lanka to 179. Kamindu Mendes 50 was on a slower side.
Yes.
He's a star in Test match cricket, but he still needs to adapt to T20 cricket. And I'm very sad that Charit Asalanka, he played a beautiful knock, man. He created the tempo for that Sri Lankan innings and made them, finish on 180. I think it was a brilliant knock from start to the finish. But unfortunately, I thought, the uh, Brandon King just came out in a punishing mode, man. And
Yeah, man.
Asita Fernando and all these people, they just couldn't cope with it. What
Yeah, man.
Brandon King was doing was just stepping out of the crease and just hitting it through the line. And they were
Front
trying
foot
to
play was
ball him
amazing.
wide.
His front foot play was amazing, like coming down the track
Yeah,
again and again there and
he was
smashing.
just coming down the track every ball. Even though Hasranga's first over, he started coming down the ball. Even
Mhm.
to Thikshana, he started coming down the track. So he just the entire strategy was just come down the track and hit it. And a lot of credit to Evan Lewis, who I think was unlucky to not play the last T20 World Cup. But
Yeah.
thanks to his good CPL show, in fact, he got his 50 before even Brandon King did.
Mhm.
And he absolutely punished Hasaranga for a huge six. I mean, the
97
commentator,
meter six was crazy, man. Like commentator was shocked how big the six was.
yeah, the commentator was absolutely stunned by that six. And overall, I think West Indies could have. The most surprising thing was I was watching the India Australia women's match, which was going on at the same time. And it looked like West Indies needed 52 of 52 when Brandon King got out. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought they will just finish it easily. But
And
it
that's the hope for Sri Lanka. Like they were still ever managed to take this game to 20th over, and that's the hope that this series is still live because Sri Lanka fought till the very end. But if we start from the beginning, Shikhar, I'm very disappointed. Like Nisanka gave his wicket away to Romario Shepherd, who, sorry, I don't think he's a world class bowler. He's definitely a great hitter, but with his bowling, if he gets a wicket, it's a big thing. And getting the wicket of Nisanka was a very big plus for West Indies early in the innings.
uh, you keep thinking that he's not a great bowler, but he always keeps delivering, and you always have to eat up your words. So, yeah, he's a great bowler when its conditions are helpful. And yesterday there was a little bit of bounce, and actually Nisanka was lucky to get few boundaries from outside and inside
Outside.
edges, and then yeah, I mean Romario was too good actually for
I'm
him.
forgetting who was the second wicket, but I think that was Shamar Joseph's wicket. He got one.
Yeah, it was Kusal Pereira who
Yeah.
actually came and hit a four, and
He
then
missed a
Shamar Joseph.
straight one, actually. I mean, he slogged it, but
Hmm.
it was a fast ball.
He got it beaten by Shamar Joseph's
And
pace.
then Kushal Mendes,
So
as always, man, played some beautiful one or two pull shots, and then gets out to the spinner Moti. And they were 57 for 3. So I think you're a little bit harsh on Kamindo because he played a perfect anchor role. 36 ball 50 he
hmm,
made from that position. But
yeah,
what Sri Lanka, and there are two reasons, Shikhar. So Sri Lanka is putting Kamindo in that position because if you remember against the series in with India, they were losing wickets in heaps and clusters very quickly. So they want a stable batter there. But what they're sacrificing is they're not sending Rajapaksa in that position who has the potential to make a 20 ball 50. So it's a balance, Shikhar. It's very tough being a selector who to play at that position.
Yeah, I think Rajapaksa could have come much before. Maybe he could have come in Kamindu's place actually, or maybe in the power play instead of Kusal Perera. Because we have seen what happens when Rajapaksa bats the entire middle overs, like he showed in the Lanka Premier League final, like he showed in the you know Asia Cup final, Asia Cup T20 final versus Pakistan versus Naseem Shaheen. He absolutely battered them. So yeah, I think they have not used Rajapaksa's potential. They've given him the Dasun Shanaka role. Actually, that's where I think you were discussing last during your preview that
Yeah.
Dasun Shanaka drop is a good thing now, but they have a vacuum there and they don't know what to do
Yes.
about it. And
So in
they
a tricky
just
chase, it will be very difficult. Yeah, you're right.
put Rajapaksa in that role. But they are losing a good player who can accelerate through the middle overs. Because I thought, after scoring 50 runs in the power play, they scored only 84. Whereas if
Yeah.
you see West Indies, they just went berserk in the power play until the 11.3 overs. Actually, they were 128 in 11.3 overs.
They
After that,
killed the match
they
in the
took 9
first
overs
10
to score.
overs. Yeah.
Yeah, they killed the match in the first 10 overs. They took 9 overs to score at a very leisurely rate. They scored the rest of the 52 runs in 9 overs.
Yeah.
And even surprisingly, I mean, India Australia women's match had finished, but this match was still going on,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I could have never imagined. But yeah, it was uh,
But that will be the
it was
lesson for Sri
brilliant from my
Lanka. They
end.
have to take early wickets. And what they're doing is all their best bowlers, Pathirana, Tikshana, and Asaranga, they're coming in little bit late. Why did they open with the new guy, Chamindu and Asita? Asita,
Yeah,
again, very good test bowler, but in this format, he's still learning. So that was and captaincy, but Asalanka is a good captain. He admitted that mistake in the captain's interview in the end. So he said I should have started with Tikshana. So it's a very says his volume about Asalanka. He's a very good captain.
but Thikshana bowled in the power play. He was still smashed by Brandon King.
He
So I
came a
don't
little
know.
bit late. Like yeah, the first 2 overs were Chamindu and Asita, and there only
I,
they scored like 28 runs or something in the first 2 overs itself.
I mean, this was a pitch where it was easier to hit the new ball. See, even Sri
Dambulla
Lanka were
man,
4 overs,
I was looking at
four
records.
overs
LPL also
36.
they made like 200 in this ground. 180 was average. So 180 was not a match winning score. It was just a fighting score always.
Yeah, I mean, see, Sri Lanka were 4 overs for 36, and West Indies were also something similar.
40
So I don't
something.
know. I mean, it was easier to bat with the new ball. So
Yeah.
I think they pulled back things well. West Indies with Alzari, with Shamar Joseph, with the spinners
Oh, the
Guttakesh
debutant
Modi.
also played well. Shamar Springer, by the way, we saw him in CPL and he made a
Oh,
debut.
but Shamar Springer got totally smashed by Asalanka in one of the overs. Asalanka hit him for four consecutive
Asalanka
fours.
smashed him though.
Yeah, four consecutive fours, and I think it was Guttikesh Modi's good bowling, and even Akil Hussain is not playing. Nicholas Puran, so many big names are missing
Yeah.
from this.
Puran and Andre Russell. And Shikhar, I did think that without Puran, middle order will be unstable, and that happened. We saw that today.
They have the bowling T20 cricket, they are bowling to actually they were I don't know they should just play out one. So Robman Powell and Roston Chase, I don't know what they were doing there. So I couldn't follow that part of the match because I was focused on
Yeah, they
India
needed like
versus
20 runs in the last four
Australia.
overs, but
But yeah, man, it's sad that it took them so much of time. But happy that the last over also they got an edge. That was an edge actually from Rutherford that
yeah,
flew away over the fielder. If it could have been caught, it could have been a very interesting finish
very
to
nervous
the
finish
to
by
the
West
last over.
Indies.
By the way, Pathirana again, bowled well. He actually gave the breakthrough. Otherwise, they were going to win in 15 overs easily.
The problem was
So,
he
but
came.
yeah, well
His
bowled
first over was
Pathirana.
ninth or 10th over. That was the problem. Match was over before he came. So even with his impact, there was not much that they could have done. Yeah, Shikhar, your network is bad, so try to summarize the rest of it. But I do feel that Kamindu Mendes, it was not a bad start. Again, he's restarting his T20 career. It feels he did play like a reverse sweep, so I was surprised to see he has the skills for the T20 cricket, and he did hit a very big six on the leg side. But yeah, credit to West Indies for sure. Evan Lewis and the way Brandon King played, it was just bashing stuff. Like the way they were going about it to chase the 180 was such a confident approach and very refreshing from West Indies. So and another thing West Indies did really well is I feel in the last 4 overs of Sri Lankan cricket, they felt like under control. They had like 140 for 3 in 16 overs, but West Indies managed to pick 3 or 4 wickets in the end, and did not let Sri Lanka run away with the with while setting the total. So that was also a phase where West Indies bowled well. Overall, it is can still be a tight series. Like yes, West Indies have won this match, but Sri Lanka can also try to come back. And so, yeah, thank you guys. Please like and subscribe to Cricket Caviar. We'll be following this series very closely. And we love our fans from both Sri Lanka and the Caribbean islands.